hypothetically speaking, let's say Katie decides he wants to get traded. Where do you want to see Katie at?
I think the best possible. I think to the Lakers with LeBron.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry I had to say it, but look, look.
Outside,
look. Can I talk?
Outside
No, can I explain, please?
All right, come on.
All right, but listen, look. You know, over the last couple of years, LeBron and KD have been getting beat up on by these young guys. Like we saw KD absolutely get destroyed by Jason Tatum and those boys in round 1 of this year. It was sad. It looked like he was a couple steps behind. We saw LeBron James absolutely get obliterated by the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker and those young guys, Mikal Bridges, Campaign, and all them guys. They absolutely obliterated him, and they ran him out of the first round of the playoffs. I think if these two old guys, LeBron James and Kevin Durant, want to get back to the successful ways that they were in their young career, they're going to have to team up somehow, and they can win like that.
How he gonna get
there? With the way things is looking up,
how he gonna get
that's
there?
The only way they can each save their careers. They're obviously they known to be friends. They literally have a song together. I mean, one of the bars off the song because I feel like the world is LeBron. The world is Skip Bayless, and I'm LeBron James. That was a KD bar.
How is he going
from the
to
song
get there?
They made together.
How is he gonna get there?
Possibly, I mean, if let's say if something happens with Kyrie and he end up in Miami or whatever, I'm not saying it's a very high chance of this happening, but it can happen, and I think he should. If Kyrie Irving ends up somewhere, he should try to force his way there. If he goes out of his way to demand a trade to that specific destination, it can work somehow. I think, and that's the only way them two. Otherwise, they're gonna keep seeing these bad endings from each of them. They can't
take the Lakers jersey off and tell me where you like to see Katie go.
All right. I would like to see Katie in Miami.
I like that.
Obviously they're known for having a great training staff. Obviously, Katie hasn't been the most healthy, most durable player over the last 4 or 5 years. Really, his entire career, honestly, if we being real, but specifically over the last couple of years. You go there, we get a great training staff. He could train, probably rest every once in a while, but they know what to do with him to manage his minutes. And obviously, we know Steve Nash is playing him like sometimes 45 minutes a night, even in the regular season, 45, 46 minutes,
Steve Nash
2 weeks straight, things like that. If you go somewhere like Miami, you got a lot of guys who can take the pressure off him. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's going to take a ton of pressure off him. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. Take a ton of pressure off him and his workload. If he goes somewhere like Miami, gives him a go-to number 1 for sure scoring option, where he doesn't have to be there every night. I think he could possibly get another ring that way. But yeah, I think Miami was probably the perfect destination for him. I heard a lot. We had Slavy Keys on the podcast. He was telling me about how he really wanted him to come to Phoenix. I saw Scott tweeting earlier about how he really wanted him to be in a Bulls jersey. But I think the number 1, I think those are around the top 3. Those 2 teams I just named with the Bulls, Phoenix. But I think number 1 option for KD, the best look for my dog KD, arguably best player in the world, would be Miami Heat. I just think with that world-class organization, Pat Riley, it's just be a nice blend. We saw at times they needed another scorer. Jimmy Butler couldn't hit that pull-up jumper. Guess who would have hit that pull-up jumper? Because we've seen him do it on trillions of times in clutch situations. Kevin Durant hits that pull-up jumper that Jimmy Butler did not hit last year versus Celtics. You get that option, and I think that's a very huge difference maker for the franchise. So I think Miami will be the perfect destination for Kevin Durant next season. But, I mean, who knows how this offseason is going to play out. It's been a very annoying offseason as far as all the Kyrie, KD rumors and whatnot.
Shit barely started yet.
Yeah, I feel you. But
if I
what's up?
Couple destinations. 1, the Mavericks.
Oh yeah, that would be. Oof.
I think Luka and KD would be. That's some shit. That's some shit. I think that's some shit. And also the Nets need picks back, and I'm pretty sure the Mavericks have picks. Another destination. It probably another destination. Denver. KD in Denver.
I heard he had interest in Denver.
I mean, number 1, he be high as hell. Denver high as hell goes together. Number 2, again, basically you would be Michael Porter Jr. on steroids.
Michael Porter Jr. That's hilarious because KD has endorsed weed on multiple times. If you don't get that reference that Patty was making just now.
Yeah, so he would be Michael Porter Jr. on steroids. You would finally pair Jokic with the elite scorer. It would take some of the pressure. I still think best case Jokic is like around 22, 13, and 9, and not 27, whatever and whatever. I still think if he could come down some.
Denver is fire.
Yeah, Denver is fire. And then my last spot, Portland.
Mm-hmm.
You got drafted in the Pacific Northwest by the Sonics. You know what it's like to play with great point guards. You play with one your whole career. Why not go out there, play with Dame? If Dame is back and Dame is healthy, you got Dame, you got KD. I think you right in contention in the Western Conference with anybody.
I feel you. I'm not mad at that. And that's one thing that just
Miami as well, though. I rock with the Miami thing as well.
To compliment. It's not that, it's why there's so many options, I think. It's like 5, 6, 7 teams that I think would really like automatically go into that contender if they added Kevin Durant, because his game just kind of fits with everybody. That's why him with the Warriors was just so smooth. You come into a team that's already won a championship without you, and you fit as well as you do. His game complements pretty much everybody. If your team is good, Kevin Durant complements your game insane. His game complements whatever your team is trying to do insanely well. So I
think he can switch how he plays a little bit up though.